All right, and there we go. We are live. Boy, it's been a while since we've done a live stream from this angle. However, this should in theory be a short one. So, hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur, and welcome to a live stream video and short little thing, just something I want to put out there. It's not important at all, just to let you know. Now then, I assume this will be short. I'm fully expecting this to be short. However, by some miracle, if a lot of people should come up and we should start talking and the video creeps to 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour and a half, should the live stream get to that length, I can assure you, 10 minutes tops, that's the main topic. It's not, this shouldn't be that long unless I just start goofing off with cool people like Naz and Uberman Tampa. You know, if we start chatting with cool guys like that, this might be more than 10 minutes, but otherwise it's a 10-minute topic at most. So let's just get to that topic so that we can, see where the chips shall fall on this one. So some of you might know, probably don't care, but yeah, you're cool. I like talking to you. um, I signed up for Google Stadia Pro. Now, I have been fairly critical of Google Stadia Pro, but hey, when it's free, because of this whole pandemic thing, let me backstep. Google Stadia has been struggling. I think that's been very clear in my videos and other people's videos. Google Stadia is suffering, but it does have a following. And I've even been discussing it on other channels like Cloud Gaming X and Cloud Gaming Extreme. In case you all want to see me talking about something other than rideshare, you can go check out those podcasts. I make a playlist of other channel videos that I'm in, so you can check it out. Anyway, I did not like the concept of Google Stadia, but I did say that if it was ever free, I would give it a try. Well, pandemic hits. And by the way, the live stream I did earlier today got demonetized because we actually said the evil C word, so we're going to have to go back to saying the C virus. That's just how it works, I guess. And I signed up for it, and, I've been trying it. I admit I've been enjoying it. I have been enjoying it. But the question always remained, was I going to keep it when the 2-month free trial was up? Well, I put a little notification in my calendar, which, by the way, everyone who's taking advantage of a 2 to 3 months free offer, or, whether it be Quibi free for 3 months, Google Stadia Pro for 2 months, stars. 6 months of stars for $25. Heck, that's about the cost of 2 movie tickets. You can stream how many movies and shows? Put a notification on your phone so that you know to cancel them on time. Good advice. Really good advice. Trust me on this one. So I get a notification today that in 2 days, I will be charged for Google Stadia Pro. $10 a month. And now it comes to the moment of truth. Am I going to keep Google Stadia Pro? So, let's kind of go over the pros and cons. Well, let's do the cons first. Con, well, you don't have anything physical with the games. If you buy a game, it's yours in theory on the cloud somewhere, but you don't actually, the laundry, sorry. But you don't get to keep it anywhere. Con, if it has 4K gaming, but it eats up your bandwidth. So, there you go. That's a problem. But Pro, it's convenient. Pro, it's smooth on a Google Chrome bar. And the web browser, Google Chrome, and a Chromecast, if you had it. It does work with my Xbox controller. If you keep the subscription, you get a bunch of games. So I thought about it, and I decided at the end of the day, I'm going to keep it for one more month. And really, it's for one reason, and one reason only. It's because of the games that come with the Pro subscription, there's 3 I'm currently playing. I'm playing this digging game that's, nothing groundbreaking, but hey, it's enjoyable. And I want to start Panzer Dragoon, the remake. So, it'd be nice to play through that. And there's a Power Rangers fighting game that me and my wife are playing. When we're not having other adult fun. Having a wife is really nice. Just going to say that. So, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to notify myself again every month, though, because this is kind of how it is with like Netflix. You can sometimes go, for months not watching anything, and you end up paying for a service you're not using, and that's really where they're making their money. I don't want to do that. So every month on the same date, someone shot off a cherry bomb. It will remind me, hey, Google Stadia subscription is renewing, and then I'll decide whether I want to keep it any longer. So for the time being, I'm keeping Google Stadia Pro, which is actually, I'm sure Google would be happy to have that. They're like, finally, we got one. So, to all the Google Stadia fans out there who chided me and almost threatened me, really, that Google Stadia is the future and I just don't know it yet. Hey, to your credit, I'm going to keep the service for at least one more month. I might not keep it longer after that. Again, it will basically depend on how many games there are I want to play. If they continue to provide games that I want to play and it's part of a subscription, then what the heck? I will keep it going. But if the time comes when the games dry out and I'm not really using it, I'm going to cancel. And that's really, at the end of the day, what it should be. And, to all the Google Stadia fanboys who watch my channel because they saw me on Cloud Gaming X and everything, and you want to, say, hey, victory! It's like, guys, it's not about victory. It's not about conversion. I still will always buy my games on physical unless it's so cheap on Stadia and I don't care about keeping it. But here's the thing. If they provide the games, it's worth paying for. That's always what it's been about for me. So anyway, that's the moment of truth decision. Google Stadia, I'm keeping it around for at least one more month. Anyway, that's where the topic is going to end. Gee, less than 10 minutes. That's awesome. Now, I do have a few people in the room, so I'm going to chat with them a little bit. And if you want to stick around, you're free to do so. If not, there's my answer. All right, let's see who's in the room. We've got Naz, we've got Uberman Tampa, we've got Ryan, and yes, I'm doing another one today. We've got Clark. Hey, Clark. By the way, folks, there's going to be 5 videos in the morning and 1 live stream at around noonish tomorrow. So, yeah. Okay, so Steven said, by the way, that video today, too many ads. I never saw a video with so many ads. Well, the thing about hour to plus live streams, they are primed to put ads. Now, I'm not manually putting those ads there. I just go to the monetization and I check the box to put ads in the middle of the video. And there you go. That's how that's what happens. Now, I'm also, as mentioned in the podcast, I'm cutting all the subjects out and releasing them in their own individual videos where you're probably going to be watching the same amount of ads. So my recommendation, if you don't like ads on YouTube, this is my personal recommendation. You can do what you want, I suppose, but I recommend YouTube Premium. Really, it's really not it's really not even a question for me. Like, with how much YouTube I watch, it's like, hey, for $10 a month, I get ad-free on YouTube. I support the creators, and I get access to Google Play Music, as long as it's still around, and YouTube Music for free. So you get quite a bit for that $10 a month. Oh, and you get $2 in free super chats every single month, which you can send to anyone that you want. So that's what I tell people who complain about the ads. There's a subscription there where you can avoid it. Otherwise, ads are a reality. I don't know how many ads there were in there. Like I said, I just go to the live stream after the fact. I go to monetization. I click the box that says put ads in the middle automatically, and YouTube, they figure out whatever algorithm they want and they put the ads there. So, and I see people are laughing at that little comment. Uberman says, no one set off a cherry bomb. I'm on the toilet. Well, all the way from Florida. That's amazing. Ryan says, will you make discussions similar to this once your Disney Plus and HBO Max subscriptions you have right now expire? Maybe. I don't know. The only reason I'm really doing it for this is because I have accumulated a bunch of Google Stadia fans on this channel because of those podcasts I did. So this video is essentially for them. So there you go. Uberman Tampa, you're on the toilet again, I hear. So Lisa's here. She says, virgin ears in the room. Really? Okay. I thought you had kids. Ryan says, I feel the same way about buying DVDs and Blu-rays. Plus, it's nice to have films represented in the collection. Yeah, I've been busy. I don't watch videos with a lot of ads. Sorry. Well, you don't have to. You don't have to. Like I said, I am breaking up all the important parts. So, but, it's kind of interesting, though. I'm going to say something about the ads that's funny. Because there's some streaming apps out there like Pluto TV, Anime Crush, IMDb TV that has free movies and TV shows. The only catch is you have to watch some ads. But, fair. You're not paying for it. Interestingly, people are accepting of that. But a YouTuber who has ads, it's like, that's too much. I mean, they're giving you free content and you just have to watch a few ads. And I don't know. Just saying. It's funny how those streaming services get no flack whatsoever, but YouTubers, I don't just talk about me, I'm talking about any YouTuber out there. Every time I go to a Nostalgia Critic video, underneath the comments, because he does put ads in the middle of his videos, he has spots where they are designed to go, and they say, you are putting an ad there, and I hate ads. It's like, well, get a YouTube Premium subscription so you don't have to watch them, or go to another service that you pay for and don't watch it. I don't know. It's just interesting that people will be forgiving for the ads on some sites, but YouTube, no, not so much. Ismail says, hi, Rocky. Well, hello. Steven says, yeah, I had to stop. I do not mind a few ads and did not want to use ad blocker. Well, I appreciate you not using ad blocker. Ad blocker is really stealing from the YouTubers that you watch. It truly is. I mean, it's kind of like, maybe this is a bad comparison. It kind of feels like using ad blocker on YouTube or websites in general, which really depend on those ads. It almost kind of feels like bringing your own snacks into the movie theater, where it's like, no, that's stealing, in my opinion, from the theater, because that's where they make their money. And you're basically saying, yeah, I want to have the theater experience, but I don't want to buy the snacks or anything and have that theater experience. I want to I know, maybe some people disagree with me. That's fine. And also, you want to know why so many websites have more and more and more ads? Because more people use ad blocker, which means they have to put more and more ads on there to, compensate for all the people who are using ad blocker. And interestingly, people will not blink twice about buying an ad blocker. They won't think twice about buying an ad blocker. But in many cases, it actually is a little cheaper to just subscribe to some of these sites. Like, hey, for $2 a month, you can get the site ad-free. No. I'd rather pay $150 for an ad blocker. Thank you very much. I know there's probably cheaper ad blockers out there, but you get what I'm saying. If the gaming makes you happy, keep it. Yep. Whose baby is that? I don't know what you're referring to. Uberman Tampa said, Pay to Drive had an ad on his live replay every 2 minutes. Well, that geez, I hope there weren't that many ads on my video. I'm gonna look just to see. I could manually remove some of them if they really put that many on there. It was a longer than more than an hour. Every 2 minutes is very excessive, I will agree. You compare yourself to the Virgin Mary? Okay. Dude, it was like every 5 minutes, watch the video. I'll watch the video. Well, I'll look. I can go to the studios and see how many ads are there. And if you know, well, if it's that many, then I'll remove some manually. That's what I'll do. Now, you know what this also reminds me of? Because I was talking to a friend recently, now that we're talking about advertising, and we were talking about the Anime News Network, which is a site we read. And his biggest problem with the site recently was not the fact that the site stopped being journalism. It wasn't the fact that the site was now pushing an agenda that an anime news website really shouldn't be pushing. His big problem was that they were putting ads in the middle of the articles, which I thought was a no-brainer. It's like, hey, they need to make money. Like, you know, they have a subscription feature where you can take those ads away, and if they bother you that much, you just, you know, you should just subscribe to them. And he got upset, and I told him about a story about Penny Arcade, a webcomic. I don't know how many of you read Penny Arcade. It's been on the internet for a very, very long time. Still pretty funny in my opinion. About video games, of course. And one year they decided that they were tired of the ads on Penny Arcade, and they kind of wanted to go back to not having ads on the site. They wanted to go back to organic farming, if it will. Because Penny Arcade, when they got started, they lived off fan donations. And that's how they kept the comic going until it got popular enough that they could have sponsors and ads and merchandise. And that's how they did it. And they said, you know, it'd be nice to go back to the days of ad-free publishing. So they calculated the cost for the company, the art, the engineers, the web designers, everyone that they have employed, and the cost of the website. And they ultimately concluded that they could make Penny Arcade ad-free for 1 year if they raised $1 million. $1 million. And so they put a Kickstarter up and they said, if we reach this goal, we're taking away this ad. If we reach this goal, we're removing this ad. And basically the ads kept getting removed until it was completely ad-free. And they got like, I think, $600,000 and removed a lot of the ads. And I think that's a pretty good example of, you know, and here's the thing, Penny Arcade gets way more than 1 million readers. Way more than 1 million readers. If everyone donated $1 to the Kickstarter, the site could have been ad-free for a year. Maybe 2 even. You never know. But, you know, that it's always interesting when it's time for people to actually pay to not have ads, how very rarely they show up. You know, it's like no, they understand that the ads are for you, that you need that to be financially successful, but they don't want to contribute any money to removing the ads, even though they don't want to see them. So, you know, that's all I think that's all we can have to say about the ads at this point. I will look at the video, and if it's really that excessive, I'll just remove a few of them. But that's one of the pros of doing a long live stream, is that you get to do ads throughout the video. Dustin does it. Pretty much everyone who has a YouTube channel who does long live streams, after the live stream's over, they check that box in the middle that says randomly place ads for me in the middle of videos, and you know, we reap the rewards. So let's see here. Ryan says, do you ever think you might watch an episode of Rick and Morty on HBO Max at some point? I don't know. Honestly, I'm kind of getting worn off on that show already. It's kind of just one of those things where the more people tell you should watch it, the more I'm like, I don't think I want to watch it anymore. And it's not because I can it's not because I have a hard time like having the show or the said movie like living up to expectations. I'm not one of those people who it's like after so many people tell me it's the greatest movie ever, I can't go to the movie and just take it as is. It's not like my expectations are elevated. If anything, it's just, how should I put this? I've heard so much about that show, it kind of feels like I've already seen it to a certain extent. And no offense, Ryan, I know you don't mean anything by this, but it's like, look, I have a new streaming platform. I've got shows that I've started to watch. I'm finally finishing up Big Bang Theory season 12. I'm finally starting His Dark Materials. I watched that Animals show from HBO. God, that was awful. I watched one episode and decided I didn't want to watch any more of that. I'm checking out some of the anime. I have things, me and my wife are watching Teen Titans, and I'm watching Beware the Batman, which I've always wanted to see. There's things I want to watch, so, and yet there are multiple people, including you, of course, that come up and say, hey, now you can watch Rick and Morty. Now you can watch Rick and Morty. And it's kind of like, dang it, I don't want to watch it now. I want to watch it at some point, but I don't want to watch it now. So the more people tell me, hey, you should stop what you're doing. You should watch Rick and Morty. It's like, the more I'm kind of like, I don't really want to watch Rick and Morty. I don't. And that's just kind of where I am right now. If I were to watch it now, I think just because I'm so annoyed at people bugging me on three of my channels to watch this show, that it's like, I bet you I'll watch it, and it's like, okay, watch an episode. Right. It's not that great. I don't like it. Moving on. And I don't want it to be that way. I don't want it to be that way. So I will watch it when I feel like watching it. Otherwise, there's a lot of stuff on HBO Max to watch, so I am not running out of things to watch. Uberman Tampa said, I haven't had a check from YouTube since December. Ouch. Sorry about that. Lisa says, I shove stuff in my purse. Oh, you're talking about the snacks with the movie theater. Well, I think you're stealing from the movie theater. Just saying. I'm just going to let that be known. No, please don't take it too personally, but I think you're stealing from the movie theater. I know no one shares my opinion on that, though. So, Dan T says, advertising money goes to YouTube, not the creator, so yeah. No, Dan, I'm not going to show them because it's nobody's business, but I have YouTube checks every single month, some of them very high, that would strongly disagree. Now, of course, YouTube gets some money, obviously. It's their platform, but I do get money. If the ads did not make me any money, and here's a question, Dan. If the ads were not making me any money, and I have the ability to turn them off if I want, why would I even bother to put them on? Why would I bother to put them on if they didn't make me money? They clearly make me money, otherwise they would just be off. Ryan says, what would you say you would rate Scoob? 2 stars? I mean, I kind of liked how they recreated the original intro, but it was kind of a weak movie in my opinion. Uberman Tampa says, he can't really watch the video on his end because he's a creator. I don't see my own ads. No, but I can go to the creator studio, go to the video, go under monetization, and it will show me how many ads are on the video. Yeah. Oh, you sent me a picture? Oh, on Discord? Okay, I'll look at that too. Uman says, I have one question. Who in this room has ever clicked on a YouTube ad? Actually, I did click on one YouTube ad one time. It was actually an Epic Game Store ad, and it said, click here to create your free Epic Game Store account and get a copy of Grand Theft Auto 5 for free. So it was like, yep, click. I'm redeeming that. So I've clicked at least once, and I can't think of any other times though. So, I have actually never ever checked that box. Who watches live replays? Naz says, what are your favorite shows? I heard that you have to have a high IQ to appreciate the humor of Rick and Morty. That's what I hear. I usually find that, because some people say that about certain shows, like, Oh, you have to be really smart to understand the humor of the show. And it's usually you watch it's like, no, you don't. It's just funny. Uh, oh, then you get to movies like Jojo Rabbit, though, and one person said, I think you just have to be sophisticated. You have to have a sophisticated mind to find Jojo Rabbit funny. And I'm like, no, you just have to have a sense of humor is all you have to do. It's not that complicated. But anyway, so what are some of my favorite shows? Well, I think, Breaking Bad, that's one of my favorite shows. The Simpsons, Cowboy Bebop, Case Closed. What else? We're rewatching Heroes now, though I would hesitate to call it one of my favorite shows. Everwood, that's one of my favorite shows. Like, I mean, I know that WB dramas get a bad rap and for good reason, but man, that was four of the best written seasons of a drama show I've ever seen. So yeah, I love that show quite a bit. I do have a soft spot in my heart for sitcoms like Home Improvement, The Nanny, Cheers, Friends, The Big Bang Theory, even though I will admit, in every single one of those shows, you do not want to binge watch them because they will get stale fast. There is one sitcom that I do consider one of the best shows ever made. It's problematic for a lot of people. I consider The Cosby Show one of the greatest shows ever. That is just one of the funniest things in the world. I do understand why some people can't watch it anymore, though. You know, knowing what Bill Cosby did, you know, I can watch it now and it's still really funny, but there are moments, especially when he's talking about respecting women, where it's like, you kind of go like, yeah. So, but it's still a great show in my opinion. So, Batman, the animated series, I love that show. Oh, let me see here. I do really like Gargoyles. What else? So anyway, those are some of my favorite shows. Oh, and Game of Thrones. Yeah, Game of Thrones, obviously. By the way, I liked the last season of Game of Thrones. Was it my absolute favorite season? No, but I mean, I suspect it because I saw it. I saw the ending like a year later. Still didn't know how it ended, by the way. And people were saying how much they hated it, and it was like the worst thing ever. And I said at the time, I think people are just overreacting because it's not what they would have ended it on. It's probably a perfectly fine ending. And I watch it, it's like, yep, I'm perfectly fine with this ending. Perfectly fine with this ending. It's not the ending to General Hospital. Like, if you ever want a show that has the worst ending in the world, General Hospital, and for a time being, Roseanne, before they continued with Roseanne. Oh yeah, Roseanne. Roseanne's one of my favorite shows. That sitcom holds up very, very well. And, you know, so anyway. Dustin is driving says, cancel. So, yep, everyone's canceled these days. Everyone. Although I haven't written an offensive tweet yet, so I might be safe for a while. Ryan says, that's understandable. It definitely makes sense to watch it when you would want to. Also, did you not get the Big Bang Theory Complete Series Blu-ray if you're watching the final season through HBO Max? No, I have all of them on individual Blu-ray. I just kind of took a break from the final season. I don't know why exactly, so it's kind of just giving me a reason to use the service right now. Rideshare Lisa says, as soon as they stop charging $18 for one ticket, a small popcorn is $11. Well, Lisa, first of all, unless you're just going to a really bad movie theater that's price gouging you, a small popcorn, the most I've seen a small popcorn is $7, which is still admittingly not great. $11 is what the large usually costs. Now, if your movie tickets are costing you $18 a ticket, I'm about to shoot a hole straight through your argument. You ready for this? Get ready. I'm going to shoot the hole through it, and you're going to thank me for it later. AMC Stubs A-List or Regal Unlimited. For $22, you can see pretty much unlimited movies. With AMC, it's 3 movies a week. Regular 3D, IMAX, Dolby, doesn't matter. You can see 3 movies a week. And as Regal Unlimited, it is unlimited. You can watch unlimited movies. And so the more movies you see, that For just a few dollars more, you can now see a movie pretty much every day for the most part. Now, you probably don't have time to see a movie every day, but hey, you see 2 movies a week at that point. Well, that $18 ticket becomes less than $10 a ticket. And heck, Regal Unlimited even does you another solid. It gives you points to get free popcorns and sodas that you can upcharge to get the bigger size for like $1 or $2. But it gets even better. If you don't have those points, they will give you 15% off the concessions. So there you go. If that's your excuse, $18 for one movie ticket, not an issue anymore. Pay $4 more and see a movie every single day if you want. So anyway, I'm kind of being a little facetious, obviously, but that does exist, so I'd look into it. Dustin says I clicked one on accident. Naz said I was about to say the same thing. Naz says I haven't watched The Simpsons since the 90s. I should put an asterisk next to that. I do occasionally watch The Simpsons. It's not nearly as good as it used to be. I think the last time I watched it regularly was about 8 years ago. Now I just watch an occasional episode. Ryan says, did you like Jojo Rabbit? I've heard great things about it, and I'm ashamed to say I still haven't seen it. Oh, Jojo Rabbit was great. It was on my top 10 best films of the year list last year. Number 7, to be exact. That says, oh, I love The Nanny. How old are you? I'm turning 36 this year. So I loved it In Living Color. Yeah, In Living Color. Hey, I love Actually, Dustin, just to let you know, when I got Disney Plus, the first thing everyone did was watch The Mandalorian. First thing I watched was the DuckTales reboot because I wanted to watch that for so long, and it's awesome. So, Naz says, like many, Bill Cosby was a huge hypocrite. Listen to what I say, not what I do. Well, let me answer that question. Now, when it comes to Bill Cosby's, politics and his personal speeches, the sad thing is, I agreed with a lot of them, but then, yeah, he kind of shot himself in the foot with the way he actually presented himself. But I will say this. I find it interesting when people say, oh, yeah, I watched this show and I love the show. I thought it had great morals. And then I saw how they really was. It's like, folks, you do realize that TV shows are lies. When you watch a TV show, it's people pretending. They're lying. It's not real. And I've always known that. So when an actor who I really like on a show tends up to be a pretty awful person in real life, and I've met a lot of actors. I should probably share stories, but I've met George Clooney, I've met Julia Roberts, I've met George Lopez, I've met American Idol singers, I've met Disney animators and stuff. I've met a lot of famous people, met Brad Bird. And some of them were really nice. And then some of them were really, really not so nice. So you just kind of know, I just kind of know, like, when I'm watching art, that's what I'm doing. I'm watching their art, I'm watching their fiction, I'm watching their lives that I find to be very entertaining. And when they turn out to be a creep, it doesn't faze me at all for the most part. Unless they're like actually, like assaulting women like Bill Cosby was. So that's like, yeah, throw him in jail if you can prove it. So Dustin says the last season sucked. The best fight scene was too dark. Oh, you're talking about Game of Thrones. Well, I like the last season. They just fired Ralph on... Yeah, Naz, you should really subscribe to my other channel, The Failed Journalist. I talked about that today on that channel, and I pointed out a very big reason why that was hypocritical of Warner Brothers. Ryan says, have you ever seen the 1981 Disney film, The Devil and Max Devlin? No, I haven't seen it. Bill Cosby made it? Well, that's actually not a seal of approval for me because Bill Cosby's movies generally weren't very good, even though he was good on television. Remember, I live in New York. It doesn't matter. Oh, that's why the popcorn's so expensive. That's why. Okay. But Lisa, those subscription cards still only like $24 in New York. Okay, so maybe it's $6 more. But yeah, those subscription cards are over there as well. Let's see here. I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, I think if you get a Regal Unlimited or an AMC, like, yeah, it's either going to be $24 for either one of them, and then you can see unlimited movies. So also I also forgot to mention the AMC Stubs A-list with the points you get. After so many points, you get like a $5 gift certificate, and since you're not going to use them on movies because you get to see them for free, you can then use them for the snacks. So there you go. Just use Putt Locker. Watch them all. Yeah. Well, I'll remove that comment later. I will remove that comment later because I do not. Yeah, it's kind of a shame that I can't just remove that. Dustin, can you please do me a favor and remove that comment? So Ryan says, thanks for letting me know. I'll definitely have to see Jojo Rabbit soon. Also in your top 10 2019 films we'll see anywhere online. I don't think that it was posted on iCritic. Well, my number one choice of the year, and did I freeze? I froze. It looks like I froze. Let me. Okay, there. I think we're back. So, okay. So, anyway, then my number one best film of the year last year was a tie between The Irishman and Parasite. Well, obviously you can stream The Irishman. It's Netflix. Also, Dolomite is My Name is a Netflix movie. You can stream that on Netflix. So, as for the other movies, you can stream Joker on HBO Max. So, yeah, I'd have to pull up the list, but I think most of them you can stream. I'll jump on that channel. What was the name again? It's called The Failed Journalist. The Failed Journalist. So that's a very memorable nickname that a buddy from Chicago gave me, and I decided, after getting annoyed at it for a couple of years, hey, you know what? That sounds like a good name for a channel. So I renamed my other channel The Failed Journalist. So, have you ever met Eric Goldberg? Yes, I have met Eric Goldberg. I've actually talked to him personally. He did a sketch of the genie for me. So, yeah. I have met Eric Goldberg. So, and hey, we're caught up. We're caught up now. All right. So, anyway, Naz says, I'm already subscribed to it. Don't have the notification bell. Oh, yeah, you now have to ring the bell for everything, otherwise they don't notify you of when things come on. It's very annoying how that all works. There's actually channels that I subscribe to, and then I realize I haven't seen any of their videos for a while. It's like, wait a minute, what's going on? So I go to see if they're still there, and they are still making videos, but they made a couple videos that, maybe I didn't want to watch those videos, but I still wanted to be notified of what they were making. And then because I didn't watch a couple of their videos in a row, then YouTube stopped sending notifications. That's why the bell is so important to people, to anyone really. So, okay, folks, we've been talking for 38 minutes or so. That seems like a good amount of time for what was supposed to be like a 5-minute thing. So anyway, thanks for joining me. Thanks for, hey, Chris. Yeah. And yeah, YouTube has been unsubbing people from channels too. So, hey, Chris, kind of came near the tail end of this, but hey, I will be back with another live stream tomorrow around the noon to 1 o'clock time period. I'm so far enjoying doing the podcast style live stream and then cutting the sequences out for the morning videos. I'm so far enjoying that personally. We'll see what the results are at the end of the week with that, but so far it's promising. So anyway, folks, thank you for watching. For those who are watching in the future, and hey, if you got to this point, thank you so much for doing so. I'd like to know what you thought about any of these topics. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.